with Andy Woodman after the 2-1 defeat to Cambridge United. Listen, Andy, we can talk about what happened in the first half, but let's go straight to the subs. You made 4 subs. What happened at half time? What was the conversation at half time with regard to the first half performance?
Well, we wasn't winning enough first contact, we weren't winning enough headers, we weren't winning enough the second balls, we was getting bullied, we was getting overpowered, overrun. So it was just a case of getting physicality on there, and the lads have brought all physical specimens, just to give us a bit of strength and all over the place. So that was what I felt first half, and we looked a little bit stronger second half. We looked a little bit more physical up for the battle, and that was really it.
Did that first half take you by surprise in terms of the physicality? I've seen teams in the past play through Bromley, not very often, but I've seen it happen. But I've not seen a team bully Bromley that much in a first half.
Yeah, they were much more powerful than us. There's no doubt about that, and they've got players that played at a decent level, all over the pitch. And we just couldn't get to grips with it. We couldn't win second headers. Their keeper was kicking it right on the back of us, and the big unit up top, he was a powerful boy. The midfield was strong. They was coming down. They was winning seconds. We just couldn't get the ball. So that was really alarming for me at that part of the game. And I was hoping we could get to half time 1-0, which would have been an absolute blessing. But then we switch off from a quick throw in with a multi-ball, and it's in the back of our net.
Yeah, I thought that was a key moment actually, because as the time was ticking down to half time, it's like 1-0 keeps us in it. Oh. And the second one just before half time, you're like, there's a mountain to climb now.
Absolutely dagging her out. I mean, look, credit to them. They've worked the multi-ball really well. They're all placed around the pitch. They're all ready to go, and they've executed it really well.
But then at the same time, obviously it's a defeat. You don't want to see a defeat, but do you see things like that as a learning curve and things that you would have seen about your squad, your side, that you go back to the training ground and think we've got to work on some things here?
Yeah, I think there's always learning from every defeat, and when I look at their team and their squad, it's a lot more powerful now. It's a lot more experienced than ours. That said, That said, we've got to make sure we are what we are. We've got to be the best version of us. And if there's one thing I'd say about us, we've got to stand up to all the fight all the time, and we didn't do that in certain areas today.
We'll end on a positive. The second half performance was better. Weren't a lot of chances created, but it was better in general in terms of Cambridge knew they were in a game in the second half. How do you reflect on the second half performance?
Second half was going well. I thought we scored. We was keeping pressure on them, and then the ref gets injured for the third time this season. Momentum goes a little bit, so that sort of kills it a little bit. I'm not blaming the ref. Hope he's okay. And then we just huffed and puffed, but we lacked a bit of quality with our final ball into the areas. We just lacked a little bit of quality all over. Listen, there's no doubt about it. We've got a group of players that will have a go to the end, to the very end. But today it just wasn't falling for us. A few goalmouth scrambles, but not enough.
And ultimately, listen, it's only the third defeat of the season, something that people might overlook. Bromley haven't lost a lot this season, and straight back into it next week against MK Dons.
Yeah, MK Dons will be a tough game, but as you know, Machel, they're probably the biggest spenders in the league. So that will be a very, very difficult game for us. But we'll get to the training ground Monday, and we've got to lick our wounds, and that's what we've got to do. That's what this division does. You've got to lick your wounds and go again, and get ready to go next Wednesday against MK Dons.
Cheers, Andy. Thank you.